Alright, Grixis aggro, or barely Grixis aggro. So this is a base red-black deck with a small blue splash to kind of start pushing extra damage. We have Royal Scions here, which allows us to deal trample with stuff. We've got Nicol, Bolas, the Ravager, which allows us to... This card is in this deck as an evasive threat at our top end that also generates card advantage if it just dies. Flipping it is something that is a possibility in exceptionally long games, but it's not the goal of why we're playing it. And, yeah. Let's dive into some games here. We got pretty aggressive curve at the bottom. We've got Regisaur with some swords. The person that submitted this, Wargy, they cut the fourth Embercleave, but yeah. I'm not sure that that's right. I'm a pretty big fan of punking people out with that card. Yeah, I might have to start taking swords away from people. Don't play with the auto mod settings. We give swords as kind of a representation of stuff here, but let's not play with things. The new mod dashboard is making all these people who have swords realize they have powers that they didn't have, and stop it. Yes, thank you for undoing everything they keep doing, Marty. Scotty, thanks for 3/4 of a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. If you make me touch mod mode, I will use the power of my credit card to time you out and remove your sword. Go play with your own automod. Everybody who has a Twitch account has their own Twitch channel. If you want to play with automod settings, do it on your own channel, please. Yes, you could always modify automod. They just it had to use command line commands before, and now it doesn't. I think if they attack here, I'm gonna go ahead and trade. I don't think I want Stormfist Crusader pumping out cards in a matchup like this. Alright, so I think I'm just passing here. Worth noting that, this Bedevil would be the fourth Embercleave, and the Bedevil looks pretty okay here against Gruul, probably. Bash Gooder, thanks for the 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The real question is, do I Murderous Rider the Spellbreaker next turn, or do I just play Nikki B? Huh. Now I kind of want a Regisaur plus Ebon. That's what I want to do. I think I'm bidding the Murderous Rider here. The Nicol Bolas is more likely to be a 2-for-1. Yeah, you don't have to ask permission, Seth. You can always just click the go live button on the Subs Discord server. Yeah, the upside to playing Regisaur as opposed to Bolas on 4 is Regisaur doesn't die to Nomri's Ambush, which is nice. Nice, Waterfalls. It's a pretty decent pickup.
I appreciate clean victories.
And a bit of style doesn't hurt.
Yeah, so like, do I smack them with the Knight of the Ebon Legion? If I do that, it triggers it, but then I die to any haste creature. I think I'm supposed to hit them. I think I'm supposed to make them have it. I think this is correct. We like die to a stiff breeze here, but all right. So in this matchup, we want to cut these eight 2-drops here, I think, and just bring in a bunch of spot removal. I think I like Allegion's End over Royal Scion as well. I'm not a huge fan of Royal Scions against Questing Beast deck. I mean, Bolas is spot removal. He comes in for that purpose. It also can like take over a game after it kills something if it survives, which is nice. Wait, what? Space Godzilla was really Death Corona, and that they released. Oh, like it actually is gonna be in. I mean, to be fair, like a lot of people didn't think that this was gonna be a big deal. There's still like the President of the United States, as late as last month, was downplaying what a big deal this was. So it's hard to fault normal people too much when they've been fed propaganda from literally the highest possible level. No, it was not finalized long before coronavirus was a thing. The initial COVID cases started happening in China, like, fall of last year, right? It was November, right? Yeah. Yeah, the first confirmed case in the United States was January. Early January. And the narcissistic psychopath that is the president of the United States was downplaying it as late as the start of March. It's a little ambitious. We have 3 draws to the blue source, though, on time. As long as we don't draw all blue cards, we should be okay, even if we miss. You can join the Discord server by following the instructions on my website here. Yeah, I don't know. I think writing off Trump as he doesn't understand what he's doing, I don't know. It's hard to know for sure. Woof. Woof. We knew this was a risk when we kept this hand. Opponent's also breaking off. Oh, womp womp. Yeah, we needed them to miss for as long as we were missing. I think we needed to hit first there. As someone who spent a year with a Twitch Prime sub to become a mod and thought becoming tier 2 would be the next step to show some more support. Thanks for the 14 months of entertainment. Thanks for keeping me around, Reaper. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know if there's something there you'd like to bump up and see a little bit sooner. Tier 2 subs get to bump something every month when they re-up. What do you think about the set as it relates to Standard? Set seems exciting for Commander, but not much for Standard. I think statements like yours show a fundamental misunderstanding of how to evaluate Magic the Gathering cards. I think it's pretty typical lazy Twitch streamer, Twitch chat, internet culture hot take. We've seen 12 cards out of the set. We've played 0 games with them. Set doesn't seem very good for Standard. Bugger off. Bugger off. Stop being lazy. If there's one thing I can hammer into on this channel, it should be that there's no substitute for hard work in Magic the Gathering. You cannot just look at a full set of cards, much less a selection of 12 cards from the set, and go, I know how this is gonna work. That's just not, it's not how Magic works. There's too many variables. Even when we have a full spoiler, you're still gonna need to play games and put in the work to figure out what's good and what's bad. Because again, there's no substitute for hard work when trying to evaluate Magic cards in formats. There's just too many variables otherwise. And like, that type of attitude is not unique to the person in chat that just posted that message. It's something you see very common. Like, oh, we have a little bit of information, let's assume we know everything. Like, it takes 1 or 2 playable cards to like turn an entire format on its head. Especially smaller formats like Standard. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. I don't think we come back from any Explorer creature here. We've not run particularly well so far. Yeah, we definitely can, Reaper. I feel like I want to pull up here. Is it crazy to cut Rotting Regisaur here? Because I'm kind of expecting them to be very interactive, and Regisaur seems bad in a very interactive matchup. We put in Ashiok because they're an Uro deck. Yeah. That seems fine. I'm boarding in the Kroxas too, so Ashiok can self-mill me into the Kroxas. Let's try this. Do companion build-arounds cost a premium? No, why would they? All right, is this it, chat? Is this the game where we finally draw a third land? Do. So close, and yet so far away. I think I have to do this now, because if they hit Jade Light Ranger, I can't Lava Coil them next turn. The cat does not change colors. The cat dragon does a little flip.
Nobody yet knows.
Fingers crossed, no Questerson happens this turn. Sweet, no blocks.
Foolish coward.
You could have Royal Scion for a land. I could see that. Skip the 5th land for now. The Jace Puppet does just lie there lifeless when you have emotes turned off for the opponent. I'm gonna kill the Merfolk Branchwalker rather than the Jade Light, because there's a chance that they have like Find Finality in their deck, and if they are picking things back up out of the bin, I want to put the worst one in there.
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
Ferocidon's better than... What's it called? Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm supposed to attack with this too, probably. And finality here. Dreadhorde General, sure.
I am the master. Back off.
So we'll sack these, and then Nikki B's gonna kill her, which is great. Getting to grind pretty well here post board, which is sweet.
To know is to triumph.
Alright, so that kills Kroxa, but like Kroxa already took a card from them. So like, and I don't have to spend a card to kill Vraska because I have Nicol Bolas. Oh, Nikki B.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
I'm gonna hold the backup Bolas for now, I think. It's better to prioritize creatures in the yard for Flipnick, sure. Well, he gets Planeswalkers back too, right? So I left Royal Scions in there. He gets back creature or Planeswalker, right? Yeah, creature or Planeswalker. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Don't make me doubt myself, chat. Goodbye, graveyard. You know, I probably should have just given him +2 attack there. Alaskan Penguin, thanks for the tip. Here's my dashboard at. Load it up, move it out, run. Instead, Jim, you've killed him. Say thick. Like that, thick.
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
I will learn what nobody yet knows. So this puts them to 3. Double Kroxa was GG. It was. It was. Are you aware that when you win the game, you have to stop drawing cards? For those that are at home, are you aware that at such a point when you win the game, you are obligated to stop drawing cards? No, we had 1, 2, 3. It's only 3 black. Because it's black and then black, black. Alright. Yeah, being a bigger deck there felt good. Being a little bit interactive and generating some card advantage. Royal Scions really pumping out there. Nicol Bolas showing up and generating some reasonable 2-for-1s and running their Planeswalkers down. Sure. That's why control decks like Wicked Conditions. Yeah, actually end the game once you interact with them a little bit. Maybe I'm supposed to board out Stormfist Crusader on the draw. This deck is not light on mythics. It's got Nicol Bolases. It's got Royal Scions. Definitely not a budget build. It's got Embercleave in it. Yeah, Embercleave is Eldraine. Is in fact. Grixis has never been kind to your record or your wallet. Fair. Harsh but fair. Yikes. Our hand is not particularly great at the moment. If they have, like, 5 mana Vivian here, they, like, play her and shoot this, that'll feel real bad. Hopefully they don't have room for that card in their archetype. Remember when that was a format-defining card, chat? Anybody else remember 5 mana Vivian? It was a card you were scared of? Remember when mid-range decks were playable? She killed many a crackling Drake. What? What does that word mean? I don't understand. What's a mid-range? What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Do 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 do. I don't ever remember that actually. I don't actually think there was a time where standard was all Sultime years. I played a lot of standard then, and there was a lot going on in that format.
I need a hand, Will.
Gross. Well, the good news is Embercleave on Rider is tough to race at least. I probably need to loot a land here though. Oh, if I loot a land, I get to go Kroxa, escape Kroxa, and empty their hand. That's a good draw. Yeah, because there's 5 cards here. Okay, and then next turn, Kroxa gets a sword. Played Red White Angels back in GRN. Vivian was the bane of my existence. Put these towards Golos Gates and Stormcleave. We'll do Karn the Greek Creator. Wardav, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Moments before the accident, chat. Moments before the accident. Hi-ho, it's off to Cleave we go. Do-do-do-do, Man, who looked at Temur Battle Rage and was like, you know what this card needs to do? It needs to hit for more, and it needs to last longer. Ship it. Ship it, chat. Hit for more, last longer. Harder, better, faster, stronger, more than every hour after hour. Cleave is never over. Oh no! Their 6 mana card gets to destroy my Embercleave. Oh no! Wait, they killed Kroxa? Alright, yeah, I guess that's a legal play. Oh, and then they get to play Murderous Rider here too. Okay. Alright. Vraska might take over this game. JK, LOL. Alright, so we'll equip this here. And then if I attack her with this, they might double block, and then I Murderous Rider this, kill this. That sounds more than good. It's great. Never forget, this Twitch stream was pre-recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. Alright, chat, I've been given presents from a very generous user named Curran. I'm going to paste these into chat over the course of the day. These are for Fire and Ice sleeves on Magic Arena. There's the first set. First come, first serve. Don't need to be a sub or anything. Just put them in your client. Those are the F&M sleeves. So if you didn't get these sleeves, these ones right here. If you'd like some shinies, everybody, 100 people just found out they had to update. They gave me a bunch of codes here. So I'll paste some more into chat throughout the course of the day. I think I want a 25th landed here. I think that's probably reasonable. Hey, Curran, there it is. Curran in chat. Thanks for sharing some goodies. I want another castle. What do I want to cut here? Hey, Demolisher, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Blue castle's not very good because it... Blue castle, it requires 2 other blue sources to activate. I could go up a blue source, though. So because I'm adding a black source here... I could cut a black source here and go up a blue source. I don't hate that. Part of me wonders if Dreadhorde Butcher's actually good in this deck. I'm not convinced this card is good. How many creatures do we have total? We have 28 creatures. Is 24 too few? I feel like it's not. What if I just do this and be like a little bit bigger? Beef of Sanity is not a playable card. Just gets bounced and stuff too much. All right, let's do that. All right, I lied. I will have more codes for anyone generically in chat later, but I'm also going to post a list of some of these codes in the subs Discord. So if you're a sub and you want an extra weighted chance, I just posted 5 codes in the announcement channel in the Discord. And I'll post some more in the general chat later. I don't think Pack Rat's very good either. Pack Rat is so much mana to get going. They're not from Wizards. They're from a sub in chat had extra from their store and wanted to share with Oglandia. Okay, Sin. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Pack Rat, the greatest limited card of all time. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think we just want to stop the elf here, try and slow them down. Our hand's actually pretty good in this matchup. Stormfist Crusader's not. Nicol Bolas is pretty okay, though. Here's hoping we draw another land. I would like to block. Poker face, poker face, my. No, they're specifically for Fire and Ice Blur. There's different sets of codes for each of the different sleeves they're gonna be doing. Nailed it. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to getting Glorybringer. Here's hoping they, like, stomp to finish this off, and then we, like, play it. We just want them to, like, kill our Nicol Bolases every turn here, so that way we can keep playing additional Nicol Bolases and making them discard cards. Oh, yeah. Sick. Sick value. What is your quest? Your quest is to be discarded? That's such a strange quest. What a silly quest. Does it make sense to sideboard in Unboard Ego to try and ego their egos? I don't know. Probably not. I feel like you can beat them without your fields a lot of the time, and you have Agonizing Remorse. So, like, you know. Easiest trade ever. Cards Against Humanity released a print-and-play beta of their family-friendly version, and there's just a ton of poop jokes. Yeah, I mean, sure. Of course it is. I mean, anybody who's spent time with, like, 5- and 6-year-olds knows that poop is very funny. You know, I'm actually gonna offer this trade here. This has Menace, so like if they wanna block, they have to double block. Easy block. Yeah, family friendly Cards Against Humanity is apples to apples. That is accurate. Johnny Hotbox, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You know what they say, chat? 4th Bolas is the charm. For those of you that haven't played with Flip Nick before, the real key is flip Nick over, and then Nick rebuys another Nicol Bolas. So that way, if they take this one off the table somehow, you got a backup in the tank. If they stream decker, I might not have, actually. Let's try. I did not, thank you. Alright, Stormfist Crusader is an easy out here against Skrull. All of these come in. I cut the Dread Horde, so I don't have those as an easy cut anymore. It's just a couple of Royal Scions. I think they're not quite stellar. I like leaving the Cleaves in just because it should end. It should end the game for us nicely. Hey, Fidelicious, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, chat. 3 more Fire and Ice sleeves coming up. Get your clipboards ready. Get your clipboards ready. Should we have some number of Virulent Plague? I don't know. I haven't played the Field of the Dead matchup. I just closed Arena like a fool. Ha! Got him. The IQR mechanics look sweet. I like that they're pushing the design space into a more digital designs. What happened to your sword? Did you request a timeout at some point? If a mod gets timed out, they lose their sword. I've not, Ender. I don't want to reach out to anyone like Sean for the first one, because there's a good chance that, the first Historic Open ends up being, a little bit of a logistical headache, and it's gonna run less than smoothly. I'm gonna do my best to prep and prepare and try and make sure that's not the case, but I also understand reality, so if we go off successfully and once I get a little bit of my bearings under me and know more what we're doing, it can flow a little bit more smoothly. Might try and poke him in the future. He's known to be around Toglandia before. See if I can schedule one on a free weekend for him. It's a big commitment though too. It could also be fun to maybe try and get a few different people, have them come in for a couple of rounds just over Discord, over voice. Do you ever take into consideration what you expect your opponents to do in games 2/3 and make your sideboard decision that in some ways? Yeah, that's what you should be doing all the time, Reckless. Sideboarding is not, you're not supposed to sideboard against the deck you just played against. You want to sideboard against the deck you're going to be playing against. Is the best way to put it. I was gonna start killing them. Next turn we can, if they don't kill our Bonecrusher Giant, we can like bin Bedevil, cleave this. Rawr. Grixis, that's a little punchy is great, chat. Like me some punchy Grixis. Cleave. So good it makes Grixis playable. There's a tagline for you. Embercleave, so good it can make even Grixis playable. I think I'm mulliganing this in the dark. It's like pretty slow rate. I'm on the play. Alright, I've talked myself into it. When they play a turn 1 basic mountain and run us down, chat, we got what we deserved, okay? Huh? I've been the Bonecrusher Giant here, I think, actually. I think I'm in for 6 lands. I feel like something playing Bishop of Wings, Bonecrusher Giant's pretty unlikely to kill anything. Watch them play like Thalia now and make me sad. Second Bishop. Sure. Yeah, some kind of black-white angel spirit looks like.
A quest of mystery.
So these say when an angel dies, they make a spirit token. That really makes my removal awkward with these two. I guess I just let this happen and then Murderous Rider it. I don't know that we're going to be well equipped. Okay, this is definitely looks like a matchup where we need to assume a controlling role, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that successfully here. Game 1. Aurelia here would be really good, so it would let them kill my Nicol Bolas. So they get to attack my Planeswalker down to 1 here. Okay. Combat Muffin CA, thanks for the 7 months. I really need to find like Embercleave plus a large threat to put it on ASAP. We can find a cleave to put on this Murderous Rider. The castle might drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. So I assume they're going to try and run down my planeswalkers here. They are correctly identified. They want to send 3 things at Nikki B. Let's kill Lyra here at least. Royal Scions get to hang out for another turn. Nick is down.
Cover my back, Rowan.
Yep. Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually a card that could get us back into this game, huh? This blocks, and then it flips over, and it rebuys the other Nikki B. It takes this out of their hand. Alright, Ravager. Ravager could drag us kicking and screaming across this finish line, potentially. This card's gasoline. That's pretty good. Let's them, yeah, suit up Kalia here. I assume they're gonna throw all these tokens into. Yeah, can't trade here, so we're gonna lose Royal Scions. It's fine, I have a backup for now. Yeah, flip grab Lyra is probably the right call. So we'll eat one of these, and they'll go down. That's a great draw. That one, please. The dead shall serve me. Well, that's terrifying. Why not grab 5-mana Bolas and use them to get Lyra? Because I missed that line. It's a really good line. This thing has static text because static planeswalker text is stupid and I don't remember it 12 years later. Is the answer to your question. Yeah, I should, Ferpsy.
Do not fear the unknown.
Yeah, wow, that would be a really good line. I'd have this guy in play on... No, wait, because that's stupid, because it doesn't do anything. Look at that. Even if I remembered, this comes in with 4, chat. It doesn't matter, because that comes in with 4. Okay, sweet. It didn't matter. And his down tick is 4. Yeah, his down tick is 4. Yeah, our opponent's up on the scoreboard, but like we're ahead in by other measures that matter, right? Would have felt like a big brain play. Yeah. It's good to think about though. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna get to flip Bolas, get Bolas here, which is great. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana total, so I can flip this and still do a 2 mana thing, which is great. Yeah, it's similar. Mutate is similar to Bestow, designed to, like, mitigate those feel bads. Are they debating slamming their creatures? This attack seems real bad, right? Like, you literally, like, you deal 2 damage to my Planeswalker? Yeah, that seems terrible. I'm gonna stop one of these, I think.
A quest of mystery.
I was fighting dragons when I was truly fighting ants.
So again, when you have another 4 mana Nick in your bin, you should usually just start by down ticking to get your other 4 mana Nicol Bolas back, unless something's immediately about to kill you. Because this way, should they answer this inside of combat, I can just, like, run it back again next turn and, like, bring this guy back, which is great. So they can pump this up to a 5/5, but the Lyra here keeps that locked down. If they would have equipped Shadow Spear to this last turn, they would have been able to make this a 6/6, so the fact that they neglected to do this could come back in. What is Dreadmaw? Is that a cycling card? Yes, game felt pretty over. When we got behind, I wasn't thinking about 4 mana Nick being a card in our deck to grind them down here. I felt really good. Like I said, I think for this matchup, and this is one of the things that's really fun about playing decks like what we're currently playing, is it's this deck that we're playing is a lot about what I refer to as role assessment. So whether or not we're beating people down or acting as the control deck differs game to game and match to match depending on what our opponent's doing. In fact, I think here, is it possible we don't want Cleave in this matchup? Is that crazy? Is it crazy that we don't want Cleave? Would I rather have more Kroxa and Ashiok to enable Kroxa, right? I feel like when we actually win this, we, like, take it over super hard. Actually, Regisaur probably comes out on the same principle, huh? And we just, like, want to be a full-on, like, mid-range control deck? Yeah, Legion's End, Bonecrusher doesn't seem that good. Legion's End seems fine. Yeah, let's do it. And the Cleaves are there for the matchups where we really need to, like, end the game quickly. Yeah, it should be. Usually do my best to keep that up to date. Read. That's a perfect draw. What does Ashiok do? Ashiok draws Kroxa. You mill yourself and you draw Kroxa. That's what Ashiok does. Ashiok's a hate card in some matchups, but also just reads draw Kroxa. Would you always board them in together? Yeah, probably. There might be matchups where maybe you want Ashiok as a hate card and Kroxa's not very good, but so when it says whenever this card mutates, does that mean when you play it with its mutate cost or when you put a mutate card on it? What does that mean? It's both. Lizardio, thanks for the 2 years. Okay, sick. That's really powerful then. That's a great draw. We get to go ahead and attack for 1 here. We get to play this Nicky B. We get to curve into this Nicky B. Even if they kill Bolas here, we still get a 2 for 1, so you took a card out of their hand. They clarified both. Fantastic. Sweet. Yep, that effect seems super reasonable in terms of like constructed playability. So, I'm going to Murderous Rider here as well, or more specifically Swift End, but it's important that I Kroxa before I do that, because I want them to make their discard decision before they know that I'm going to kill their 3/3. And we shocked ourselves plus lost 2, so we get to we get the value there. I feel like a boomer, chat. I'm not up on the Colossal Dead Maw memes. I don't understand. I feel like I'm out of touch. Am I out of touch? No. No, it's the children who are wrong. So Ashiok here, gonna fill up the graveyard nicely for Kroxa. It's a meme like Stormcrow's a meme. Okay, sure. Fill up the bin. Drop Murderous Rider. Alright, chat, are you ready? Prepare your clipboards. Here's three more fire and ice codes. Enjoy. Do 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 do. Be do do do. Do 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 do. All right, let's jump on in one more time here. Ashiok does not stop Kalia. Kalia is not searching the library, it's looking at the top number of cards, which is functionally different. Boomer, okay, Boomer is not an age, it's a mindset, Beetle. If someone tells you, okay, Boomer, it's because you're acting in a way that's fact resistant, that you've been shown reality and don't care about reality because you choose to substitute your own. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to tell our kids something other than it's spring break soon. Especially once we start doing more and more schoolwork with them. Need to figure out what exactly we want to explain and how. Currently they're just going on their third or fourth week of spring break. Jeff, how do you like the new mutate mechanic? Seems like a recipe for how to get 2 for 1. Sounds like a peak Twitch chat comment where they're trying to evaluate an ability without having read how the ability works. I'd recommend reading the release notes on mutate if you think you're going to get 2 for 1 while playing with it. Have you considered reading the flipping manual? They just did this week. Life is good. So we're dead to a second Embercleave here, unfortunately, with this line. But I don't think I could beat a second Embercleave in the long term anyway, so I'm just gonna play like they don't have it. A lot of the game theory optimal lines surrounding Embercleave are to play like they don't have it. And that's just one of the reasons why the card kind of sucks to play against. The correct decision is to ignore its existence and hope for the best a lot of the time. So this has been my Gruul board plan. 3 cheap removal spells in, Stormfist and 2 Royal Scions out. Click submit. And I mean, like, in that instance, we were beating the first Embercleave, right? It was the second one I had to ignore. Is it not reasonable to bring in Legion's End? I don't know. I don't really like Legion's End in this matchup. The cards like your Legion's Ending kind of suck, right? And like we have things like Regisaur and Bonecrusher and Ebon Legion that can like block those little poopy creatures. So the problem with trying to just kill their creatures, as you're suggesting, is that it leaves my Stormfist Crusader in play, pumping them cards. So I had to play that game in a particular way because my Stormfist Crusader was on the battlefield. Isn't it kind of the same against control with sweepers? Against poorly designed unconditional sweepers, yes. but against conditional sweepers like Cry or Ritual of Soot, there's often an incredible amount of interesting gameplay to be had. You're right, though, generically, that there are a lot of decisions in Magic that often boil down to none of your choices mattered and you just lost. That is a correct assessment. Well then. Yeah, I think 5-mana unconditional sweepers are fine because most good aggro decks can get under that. I agree with that. So, I'm putting a stop on my upkeep here, so this way I can Tyrant Scorn them before I discard my Tyrant Scorn. Kroxa Fate was a card that I talked about I would love to see printed directly into Historic. I think that would be a good addition to the format overall. I'm gonna go ahead and trade here, I think. Have to discard this anyways, might as well cast it. They have to jump block Regisaur, they'll take 2 from Might of the Ebon Legion. Rotting Regisaur is just so good in this matchup. Regisaur backed up by a touch of removal is just so phenomenal. All right, welcome back, Arena. Are there any other creatures we could play in the main deck over Stormfist Crusader? I kind of feel like this card's pretty lackluster, and like this with Cleave is like enough. Are there any other decent 2-mana creatures we could play? Rix Maddie, Robber, Mire Triton. I hate Mire Triton. Part of me wants to try just like, do we just like, what if we just like played the Kroxa's main and like split the, what if we played the Kroxa's main and then split the Royal Scions with 2 main deck copies of, what's it called? 2 main deck copies of Ashiok. Can it just be like a Grixis Kroxa deck? We're actually gonna play a black-red Kroxa build up next here. But I think I like the idea of just like playing Kroxa main. Yeah, the floor on Kroxa is super high. And Kroxa is another card that's just like excellent with Embercleave. Opponent mulliganed and missed here. A bit of underwhelming last game. Seeing the core designs and mechanics in Ikiora makes me optimistic for the future of Magic in a lot of ways. Because one of the big questions about a game like Magic, you know, is do they have the longevity to keep exploring new design spaces to keep things interesting set to set? And I feel like Ikiora does a good job of highlighting that they still have plenty of space left to work with. Nah, probably not Ace Tiger. There's probably even a chance that that card's not playable in Historic. Yeah, they've executed a lot of really neat and novel ideas. Thanks for taking the land off the top of my deck, friend. what happens to mutated cards if they resolve and then the thing they were resolving on gets bounced? Nice mistake by the lake. What's the ruling on that? No, chat. I'm not saying that gets bounced in response to you targeting it. I'm saying you have a card with mutations on it and they bounce the mutated card. Yeah, I'm not sure I saw. The mutated card is targeted by a blink effect or exiled or returned to the battlefield. Does only the top card of the stack return or the bottom card? Does the whole mutated creature return? All cards return simultaneously but as separate permanents. You will no longer have a mutated stack, but you will have at least 2 new creatures. Okay, so this ruling from Watsy_Matt Tabak makes it sound like they'd all get bounced simultaneously. Thanks for that. Thanks for that Twitter link. Zero Justice, thanks for the Brandy Prep support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So, this. Something we've often talked about while trying to explore Grixis decks in Magic in general is that the Grixis colors don't really do a good job of controlling the game like a lot of people want to try and build them. And a lot of the reasons why various Grixis brews struggle is because they're unable to control a lot of different board states. This variation felt really good. Both Nicol Bolas here and Royal Scions felt like, especially these two, do a good job of being able to apply pressure in matchups or positions where you need to be the beatdown, but they also allow you to go long in games where that's what you're interested in doing. The one kind of weak link, as we got a little bit less aggressive with this deck, is Stormfist Crusader felt pretty out of place. Like, this card's good when you're able to leverage the card advantage faster than your opponent can leverage the card advantage that you're giving both players. But not only with Rotting Regisaur, but also just the fact that, like, my deck does have kind of a little bit more medium curve. This felt lackluster. We had played Dreadhorde Butcher in the earlier iterations, and that card also felt lackluster. We're about to play a black-red Kroxa deck up next after this, so I'd want to give some more thoughts to this. But my gut instinct, we have these Kroxas and these Ashioks out of the sideboard that felt reasonable. I kind of want to just do this and just be like a Grixis Kroxa deck. Like, just a little bit more mid-range variation. This is a card that's capable of closing games out. It's also another card that's very good with Embercleave, similar to Rotting Regisaur, just a very large body that you're happy to put Cleave on. Ashiok slots into the main deck alongside it, because not only is Ashiok a good main deck hate card because it exiles your opponent's graveyard and it stops them from searching for things like Golos, Ashiok also can mill ourselves whilst exiling their graveyard, and Ashiok can draw into Kroxa and fuel it coming back again and again and again. You could maybe consider Laz. I feel like playing Laz is kind of an example of playing a card that's weak to make your cards that are already good better. So I think I'd err on the side of not doing that and try something like this, just being a Grixis Kroxa deck after playing through this today. All right, let's take a peek at... Oh, Black-Red Kroxa's 2 decks from now. Sorry, the next deck we're playing is arguably... I think this is one of the best decks in the format. If you're someone that's looking to spike in the Historic Open that's coming up on the 12th, this is probably one of the archetypes I recommend getting in some repetition with. I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll and get my client restarted. You can see it's running kind of slowly there, leaking memory all over the place. We'll be back in just a few minutes with some battles with Gruul aggro here. So back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. All right, here's the last of my Fire and Ice codes, by the way. Go fly, my pretties.